Welcome to the Reciprocity with AG podcast, hosted by Andrew Godomsky. Here, we explore ideas and experiences that transform lives with elegance and integrity. Andrew spent over 15 years as a workforce analyst for Fortune 500 companies in finance, healthcare, and supply chain sectors. In 2022, he took on the coveted role of Senior Operations Research Analyst at the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, committed to enhancing cybersecurity and AI skills for the American people, its residents, and tribal nations. Andrew founded Aspen Analytics, a firm that leads in compliance and ethical challenges in our AI-driven era. Their Canopy platform turns risk into action, offering real-time policy solutions across wage and human capital disclosures, algorithmic and AI decisions, and cyber risk to HR departments.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Reciprocity with AG podcast. We're now on part 2 of this episode. Let's get going. I want to switch it up to food. So now we have a fun fact. Tell me about a food that you make or buy for others that you believe makes them feel love from you. Now, you can also talk about one that you've received that like, wow, like this person loves me. But can you share about that a little?
So I love to cook and I love to bake.
Okay.
I love those things. It is how I express love to people. I will tell you that I make a mean ass pierogi from scratch. Yeah. So when I make it'll be a Sunday activity. I will get up early. I'll make the dough. I'll make the fillings. I'll fix the pierogies later. I'll freeze a bunch of them. But it tastes like love. And every time I serve it, I take it to holidays. And it's my grandmother's recipe from the Ukraine that's been passed down from generation to generation. In fact, I just typed up the pierogi recipe for my kid who is now living on his own in London. And so this is the thing. The other thing I will tell you, that if I make you a chocolate cake with raspberry buttercream and a chocolate mirror glaze, I love you.
I love that. Those are two very good examples. All right. Next topic. You were talking about missions. You were talking, maybe this is bleeding into focus, but how do you keep focus? And did that come from a model? Was that something you picked up? Did you make it yourself? But if we're going to share with other people about how to keep focus, tell me where you picked up how to keep your focus.
One of the earliest jobs I had was as a news editor of a daily newspaper. That taught me there's no such thing as panic, because people need their newspaper at 10 a.m. to be delivered on their doorstep, and you cannot panic. You have to get the newspaper out. And I have had to yell, "Stop the presses," in a busy newsroom. And I will tell you, it sounds way much more cool than it actually is, because everybody freaking hates you when you yell, "Stop the presses." That taught me to be very laser focused on what it is you have to achieve for that paper to get out the door. I have translated that, and I teach people this, people that work with me and people that are always curious, like, how are you so productive? How do you get so much done? I go back to that energy idea, right? So I know I am the most energetic ball of fire on Monday. So I basically front load my week with all of the ticky-tack missions that need to get done on Monday. I'll go through 30 or 40 tasks and still be done at 3:30. And then Tuesday, I know I'm going to be worn out from that. I recharge. I put a plan together for the week first thing Monday morning. I used to do it on Friday, and then things would come up over the weekend. So now I just keep a running list. I use OneNote, right? I keep a running list of all the tasks. I schedule them out for the week, knowing what calls I have to do, which, if I have a lot of calls, I don't have a lot of tasks that day. And then I am a slave to my list. If it's on the list, it's getting done.
I love it. All right. So movie, play, music, poem, or book. Tell me about one that speaks to you.
Oh, I'm a music freak. I listen to
Okay.
music all the time. We have an office DJ that will read the room and play appropriate music. If I am offbeat with office DJ, you will always find me in my headphones listening to Beyonce.
Beyonce.
I will go to war for Beyonce.
One of the funnier Beyonce anecdotes is my child loves Marvel movies.
Mm.
There's a line in Doctor Strange.
Yes.
That references, and so Doctor Strange walks in to this library, and there's the librarian, and his name is Wong. Mm-hmm. But it's only Wong. He says, "What do you mean Wong? Like only Wong?" And he goes, "Yeah, you don't have a last name." No. So like Beyonce? Later in the movie, he calls him Beyonce. And now my daughter does that. She'll use it as a hook and say, like almost like a slap. She's like, "Whatever, mm-hmm. Beyonce." Which I think is really funny.
Yes, okay, love Beyonce.
Like this podcast and its transparency? Then you will love Aspen Analytics. Their audit documentation enable employers to share with investors, analysts, and regulators how their chosen HR practices using AI, wage equity, and analysis reduces significant business risks. Remove these risks before they become real problems. Find out more at www.aspenanalytics.io.
Sometimes you have to brief really quickly. Someone says, "Hey, I need you to jump in on a call in 5 minutes and execute a brief about something you're an expert on." How do you do that?
You get on the call and be an expert. I have no answer for that. I read a lot. We have a joke in my family that my child and I download the internet every night in our brains. Okay. There's just shit we know that people don't understand that we know. But yeah, you can probably call me on a lot of different topics and I can do a tight 5.
I don't care if you're 4, 14, 24, 44, doesn't matter. What class have you taken which made you raise your hand the most?
History of the Vietnam War.
Well, tell me more.
One of the best classes I ever take. I was a history minor as well at Ohio State. It was fascinating because it was taught from a lens that I never knew about. Like it was teaching all angles of the Vietnam War. And when you grow up in Northeast Ohio, you get Northeast Ohio version of history, and you get your dad's stories from not being drafted and joining the National Guard and figuring a way out of that. And then you sit in this story and you get the actual full story of something that was so impactful in American history that I just kept raising my hand. I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like Jennifer Lawrence on Hot Ones. She was like, what do you mean? What do you mean that's what really happened? What do you mean? Fascinating class. It was a class that I did all the reading because it was so fascinating. I never studied for that class. I walked into the final after a Grateful Dead concert at Buckeye Lake and got an A+ on it. Like I was immersed in this class and it was so impactful because I liked hearing the breadth and depth of the conflict.
You create community, maybe it's your team. Or how do you diffuse conflict? And in both, you're strengthening connectiveness. Pick one, okay? You can't do this thing where I say I do both. So tell me how you create community or diffuse conflict.
I create community because I think if you create community, conflict doesn't happen. We learn how to work with each other. So it will be a surprise to you, not at all, that I was very immersed in cheerleading. So as a young girl, I did gymnastics and then I grew really tall, really fast. And so I couldn't flip anymore with the veracity of a smaller person. So I got into cheerleading. I've actually judged cheerleading competitions on television. I am a cheerleader.
Hold on.
I know the choreographer from Bring It On.
Wow.
So yeah, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders ladies, I know them as well. Like, it's very funny, right? So we cheer for each other. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, we show up every day, and even if you're having a shit day, right? Somebody on your team, somebody in your community fucking believes in you. And when you fill people with faith and trust and inspiration and aspiration, it's really hard to have conflict.
What technology do you think will be retired almost completely? And how will that enable us to respect humanity, to be more human?
This is going to get me a lot of shade.
Okay.
I think job boards are going to go away.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're not human. There are humans behind it, but they're not human. Humans want to connect with humans, especially when it comes to the world of work. So yeah, I'm going to get a lot of shade. I'm going to get a lot of heat for that, but I don't think their shelf life is long.
We needed a community to get the information. Now, do you need a central place when you have places that are not job boards?
Correct.
How have you helped another colleague who is struggling with the infamous work-life balance? And I recognize that that may not be what you call it, they call it.
Sure.
Maybe you do call it that, but someone's probably come to you and said, I just don't get it. So tell me.
I've been teaching people the concept of Hurkle-Durkle.
Okay. That's making it into the title of this podcast.
Why not? So this is a, I believe it's Scottish concept of waking slowly. Okay. So you wake slowly, squirm around in bed, feel your toes, and take that cozy time in the morning before you set out about your day. I have a lot of women in my network, and we are constantly texting each other, like, how was your Hurkle-Durkle? What was your Hurkle-Durkle? Oh, my partner brought me coffee this morning for my Hurkle-Durkle. Like, so that this is, and the other thing is that I will be the person that texts you and tells you you are burning hot. You need to step away and recharge. And then I inevitably get I can't step away. I'm like, do you have legs? Yes, you can. None of this is an emergency. I know you feel the pressure. I'm a founder, Andrew. I know the pressure every day of my job. But if I'm not in the best spot for me to do that job, I can't do that job. So I will text you, I'm like, you are burning hot. Girl, you need to step away and hold them accountable. Your task for today is nothing. You are just supposed to do nothing today. I can't do nothing. You should give it a shot.
I do almost the exact opposite of the Hurkle-Durkle.
Yes, you're out of bed and in.
I think you've probably heard me talk about it, but I literally, 5:05 in the morning, a very quiet alarm goes off. All my clothes are laid out outside of the bedroom.
Oh, okay.
And okay.
Yeah.
I've got my medical necklace, my workout watch, all the things set. And I literally get out the door and I have more stuff in the back of the car that allows me to work out. And if possible, I am on the boardwalk walking by 5:15. The idea being is that if I get out of bed and I get out of the house, I have successfully done something within the first 10 minutes of my day.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Hurkle-Durkle is not an everyday activity. My morning ritual is I get up and I go walk my dog with my partner. And we'll go take Piper on a mile and a half walk and just kind of catch up, like, okay, what's today going to hold? Right. What is today going to be like? How can we support each other's energy? And what's got you stressed? What's got you excited? We come in, hit it hard. At the end of the day, we play darts.
We play darts.
Yes.
Speaking of darts, you're in a pub, maybe not. But if you were to create a music group What kind of music and what's your band name?
The music would be punk, and the band name would be Dirty Bloody Cheerleaders.
We discussed why it would be Dirty Bloody Cheerleaders. It's punk and your background. I love it.
Our hit single would be Everybody Wants to Be Catherine Zeta-Jones.
My goodness. I'm trying to envision what that LP cover would look like. What was your very first job and a learning that you have from it that you still use?
My first job in college was at the camera shop on Ohio State's campus. We sold cameras and developed pictures. And the lesson I learned is don't look at the pictures.
I think that's peeking into the window.
To this day, I rarely read comments on the internet for that reason. I don't want to know.
Maybe it was at Ohio State. Maybe it's the place you grew up. Tell me about something that was on the wall. Poster, artwork. Maybe you had a book by the bed. Give me something that's going to say, this was on Tracey's wall. This is what she saw.
Whoa. I don't have a good memory of very early childhood. It was probably dance related. And it was, if I'm thinking very, very hard, I would guess it would be the Michael Jackson Thriller poster. I love dance. I still dance to this day.
I can't watch that video. When it came out, it was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I can't watch it.
Yeah.
I know the Thriller dance.
Yeah,
I could like totally rock the entire Thriller dance.
Yeah.
But I learned it not by watching the video, by watching other people do it.
Yes, absolutely. My terror from childhood was the movie Jaws.
You're not going to like visiting me. I mean,
You're an Amity.
I'm a par 4 from the ocean.
Well, so here's the comedy about Jaws is that apparently, according to my parents, I was 5 when it was released in theaters, and I demanded to see Jaws. And so lots of people that know me know that I'm very convincing. So like, it's not shocking that a 5-year-old would convince my parents that I should go see Jaws, but they took me to the movie. I will not go in the ocean. But the great comedy of this is that half a mile from my house, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Museum is doing a Jaws 50, and I cannot wait to go. It might be what I'm doing this weekend.
Tell me about your best supervisor or colleague and why. You do not have to mention the name if you don't want to, but just talk about it.
I have two. Very pivotal in my career. One, and they were both at what is now, it was back when it was TMP, Valerie Rausch. She's at Glassdoor now. Valerie Rausch was the leader that I emulate my leadership style from. Very empathetic person, but also very goals oriented. Like, so she understands how to manage people and how to get the best of her people. And I still talk to her to this day. I love Valerie Rausch. I owe a huge part of my career, maybe all of my career, to her, and to Michelle Abbey over at Radency. Michelle and I had the privilege of working together back in the late 1900s, right? Trying to imagine what the future of digital marketing for recruitment. Michelle has always been an icon to me as a leader. And one of the things that she taught me that I still talk about to this day, hope is not a strategy, y'all. That's ingrained to me. Like, we hope this will happen. Hope is not a strategy. So big hugs and love to Valerie and Michelle. Big hugs and love to Valerie and Michelle.
If you were not permitted to use your phone for a month, what would you substitute it with?
Board games.
Okay.
Darts. I play a lot of darts, Andrew.
I'm a little scared. That means you're bullseye oriented, which I love, but that means that, well, I don't drink anymore. So when we go to a pub, maybe I'll have a leg up.
Maybe there is an alcohol ratio to darts talent. Just saying.
I just sent Adeline and I, she's becoming quite the archer. We've been going to the range together, and it's cool to see her hit bullseyes.
Oh yeah, I throw at triple 19. That's where I usually throw. We watch a lot of professional darts. Can you believe that's a thing? I was talking to somebody in the airport the other day. I was like, and there's this teenager, his name is Luke Littler. And they're like, you know a lot about darts. I'm like, I know. If I didn't have my phone, I would probably be playing darts, playing board games, watching Bake Off, and cooking and baking more.
Speaking of darts, for those who don't know, there actually is ESPN The Ocho.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that that's like in dodgeball, that was a joke, but they've made one, and the sporting events are fascinating.
We invented a game at my last house that should be on the Ocho. It's called pool ball.
Okay.
Think like standard in-ground pool.
Yeah.
Not too deep or big. The bat is a pool noodle, and the ball is a small beach ball. We would play pool ball literally every day. It was the most fun. It's a 3-person game. This should be on the Ocho. People would watch this. It's hilarious.
People are going to start playing pool ball. We need to have talent acquisition week pool ball leagues.
Yes, 100%. I'm in.
Name an expensive business mistake you have either made or observed, and what did you learn?
Starting a business. Okay. Yeah. So it's very expensive to start a business, and sometimes it is the wrong thing to start. That is a very expensive experience that I've learned personally, and that's okay. Don't overspend on ads.
Let's leave it there. Don't overspend on ads. So I am going to go ahead and bring up the infamous lightning round.
Okay.
These are questions you probably don't know I'm going to ask. On Valentine's Day, flowers or chocolates?
Chocolates.
Museum or aquarium?
Aquarium.
Chocolate caramels or chocolate pretzels?
Chocolate caramels.
Red or black licorice?
Red. And
Cool
not
or
red
beet?
vines.
Not red what?
Not red vines, Twizzlers.
Twizzlers. All right. Oh, gross. Those are gross.
They're delicious.
I like the kookaburra ones, the ones from Australia. Yeah. Pool or beach?
Pool.
Hike or bike?
Hike.
Can you go on speaker on your phone in public?
Yes. But I want
Cocktail, wine, or sparkling water?
cocktail.
Okay, word associations.
Yeah.
Disney.
Disney?
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Mouse.
Race.
Speed.
Boat.
Boat?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Journey.
Travel.
Shoes.
Shoes? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Shoes.
Shoes, expensive.
That's it. I got nothing else for you. That's today's episode. Tracey, it's been fantastic. And
always love chatting with you.
I know you got some stuff coming up. Tell people about where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing, and how they can contact you.
Absolutely. So next week, I'll be at TalentNet Live in Dallas. I think I'm serving on a panel, and I would love to talk to you guys about the future of recruitment advertising. And then after that, in early February, I'll be at TA Week. Pop by the Flockety booth and come see me deliver a session.
I love it. Tracey, good to see you. I'll give you a phone call right after this. Thanks so much for being on the show. On behalf of Tracey Parsons and myself and all the guests who share their learnings, this is Andrew Gadomski signing off from the Reciprocity with AG podcast. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Reciprocity with AG podcast. You can enjoy more episodes by favoriting the podcast at leading podcast platforms. On behalf of Andrew Gadomski and all our guests, we enjoyed the time spent with you and ask you to consider reciprocating powerful learnings to and from all you meet.